She fluent in that cash talk. Walk in the booth like Naomi on the catwalk. And tell them bitches whoop whoop from the Jaguar. It ain't even right though. Push me and I might go. She ain't getting money, I'm like, what the fuck the hype for? When them bitches bite flow, make my appetite go. Poof, gone, voila, magic. Looking mad good just to pull up on them rampant.
Welcome back to another episode of Unhinged Immoral. I am Mecca.
And I'm Jamila.
And as usual, I'm tired.
Were you doing something last night?
No. I just, instead of once we got off the plane to LA, I got back at 5 a.m. and then I took a nap and I went to church. When I got back from LA yesterday at 5 a.m. and then my church service was at 11. So I came and then I got home at 6, obviously, with bags and Ubers. But it was important for me to go to church because I felt like we had such a productive time in LA and I wanted to show my gratitude, you know.
Okay, you're making sure you are on that heaven list. Okay, you're safe.
It was church anniversary. I showed up
safe.
I also did want my church wanted us to wear like traditional African clothes. The country didn't matter, and I've had like these Ethiopian kitmies that I wanted to get off, and you know, hater ass bitches on the internet wanted to say it was ugly. I had to delete the video or I friends only'd it because they were trying to start a diaspora in my comments.
And it's like they fell right into the old trap. See how you just slipped into xenophobe? Gotcha.
You was trying to be funny.
Trying to hate me so bad.
Because the thing was, I put it on. So the Hopper Shot girls was like, T. And the hater ass bitches came, this is ugly. This is da-da-da. So then one of the Ethiopian girls ended up responding. And I'm watching the back and forth. And typically, I don't even do shit like this unless it gets too far. And I said, you know what? I was just like, in the video, it had just got to maybe around 13,000. And it was, you know how when it gets to past the double digits, then it's finna start picking up speed. I was like watching the comments go left. Like literally.
It's one of those things though, because we're at the point now where like everybody wants to get their one. And you already know, since there was like the narrative of like Mecca can't dress, they're gonna pick apart every outfit, even if they like it. They have to find something. It's just gonna do that, because even when they tried to like lump me into the conversation of who can't dress, even though I never said anything about Cowboy Cardi, but you know how y'all do. And so it became also Jamila can't dress. When I posted my outfit, which was obviously tea, you bitches know it was, there were still people in my comment section saying, there was this one bitch in particular, I'm pretty sure I blocked her. She was like, yeah, nice try, do better. Like, or something like that. I said, oh, bitch, like, oh, please. Bitch. You guys, like, come on.
But
like,
also we're
losing the plot.
The reason it was very clear hateration dancery, because I got online and said, hey guys, my church wanted us to wear traditional African clothes. So this is my Kimmy from Ethiopia.
You did the preliminary.
I literally did the preliminary. And then what also let me know y'all was really simply just there to hate. It made its way to like the Ethiopian girls first. Now
did you do the dance?
No, I didn't even do my shoulders. I had definitely planned
maybe if you would have did that, it would have shut everything down. You should have just started.
No, Jamila, I had planned to make several follow-up videos. It went so left that I said, oh, I'm not even going to be able to have fun with this because I don't want to offend nobody. You didn't even peep it because I know I shut it down so quick because what y'all wasn't finna do is spin that into Mecca is making a safe space for diaspora wars, because that's where that shit would have went. I put that shit on.
Always gets so weird so quickly.
No, but
okay. Let's stay on topic, y'all.
But the thing is, if the Ethiopian girls had said, "Oh, that's not a cute dress," then I would have been like, "Oh, I ate it."
Then we could have
reassessed it. But they were kind of the first ones in the comments to begin with, so they were like, "T, okay, okay." So I was like, already, you bitches are hating. You're just hating. Yeah. Mind you, them dresses be handmade. That's the other piece. You know,
if you would have shown up in, you know, the traditional Nigerian garbs that they wear at a wedding, they would have said something. If you would have showed up with anything, they would have said something. It's like, that's just where we are right now. So it's like
talking to Darrington about that. I was like, well, that sucks. But, you know, lean into it, get the brand deals. It is what it is.
Let them get their little one off. Like, okay, I mean, y'all are really not doing me a disservice as much as y'all think y'all are. Like, it's, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day,
School of Kris Jenner.
Once we've realized that our name does hold so much weight, and that's why some people try to, latch onto it any chance they get to get a little bit of that as well. It's like, you know what I'm saying?
I feel like I definitely in LA, that was such a timely moment,
Mm-hmm.
Not to say that we let it get to us, but it could quickly get to you. I'm very big on, I keep myself grounded. I be in my prayer cupboard. I pray every night for mental strength. You like doing this for real. But the trip was so timely because it just, people want to constantly be like, you bitches ain't shit. Y'all are just. And I think getting around people who, like, we've been watching on the internet since we were in high school, like the true OGs, like motherfuckers know who they are, and having them be like, oh my God, when I got on TikTok, I was following your formula, or when I did this. I was like watching people in your industry give you your flowers and telling you that you're doing it correctly. That's the thing, right? Because a bitch on the internet who ain't got a pot to piss in can have an opinion. We all are allowed that. But when it's someone who's doing what I'm doing and has been doing it successfully for 10 plus years, is telling me I'm on the right track and don't let the negativity get to me, it's like, okay, heard.
The hate comments that they just don't move anything because y'all don't have any power.
Yeah.
Genuinely speaking, y'all don't have the power to determine my fate, to determine my outcomes. Like, I put in so much work, and I would be damned if I let an internet troll come in between me and the dreams I've been working on my entire life. And that's the funny part about some of the comments about just, and we just, because it's like,
what it gives?
It goes right over my head because I don't know who you're talking about. I've been working towards my career my entire life. I have no idea what you're talking about. Wrong bitch. Bitch. I don't know who you're talking about, and I don't know what you're referring to. I genuinely don't know, and that's why I can't care. I can't cater to those comments either because it's like, oh, you're not talking about me. I don't know.
Yeah,
can't relate.
It just very much gives and people fall into this. Which I'm going to transition, but don't let a bitch trick you out your spot. Because the reason Miss Tina did a lesson about from the matriarch, I'm going to plug it every time. But basically when Beyonce was in elementary school, these girls were making fun of her because Miss Tina bought her this fly ass jacket. Beyonce loved it, but the little girls at school told her it was ugly. So Miss Tina said Beyonce came home. I don't like the jacket. She said, why? She said, because they said it's ugly. She said, okay, go back to school and give it to them. And Beyonce was like, why would they want my jacket? They said it's ugly. She said, just do it. And she did it. And the girls, it was two of them, snatched the jacket, ended up fighting over it, of who was going to take it. Why? Because they really liked the jacket. And Miss Tina was talking about how that lesson has stuck with Beyonce and guides how she handles conflict. And then you look at how Beyonce handles conflict and don't respond to it because, bitch, I know this is what you want. I said, Miss Tina was really giving us gems in that damn book. I ain't gonna lie, that book was also timely.
That's a word.
That's a word. They picking you apart because they want your spot.
What a metaphor.
What a metaphor. They want your jacket. They want my jacket. So what you gonna do? Talk about it.
Right.
I mean, it is.
And so it's like, what you gonna do? Give it to them? Fuck no.
Fuck
you bitches
no.
got me fucked up. I'll be damned. I'll be damned. Like
Beyonce came home like, Mama, they took my jacket. Confused as shit. I'm like, yeah. Exactly. I love a good lesson.
Yes.
So T.
And what have you learned?
Never
let a bitch
trick you out your jacket, bitch.
Never let a bitch. Okay.
So T. Yeah. Don't let the little bitches take your jacket. That's a lesson.
Yeah.
Well,
that happen.
Speaking of
bitches taking spots.
You know what I wanted to say? Speaking of I'm so happy because we talked about this last week with Lavelle and it was also timely. So Money Long, known with the whole controversy, that was some internet troll shit though, right? And then she said something out of emotion and I made a video about it, right? I said it with care and she commented under it with a little heart. And so I was just like, you see how you can get your point off without calling someone a gunk ass bitch though? And it's
almost a foreign concept, I feel.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you can really disagree, because even when it's been times with us, I don't never block people who disagree with me respectfully. I really don't. Because I be feeling like, you know what, okay, I see. There was some, and she's actually an active follower. And she made a video disagreeing with me. She's like, I don't want no hate to Mecca. I just did not agree with this point. And here are the bullet points why. And the more, obviously, I always, am mindful of how I speak. But that situation especially, I was like, okay, another example of how you don't know who's watching you. So calling folks, fuck ass bitch, girl, you don't know who's watching you.
It's like, okay.
Yeah.
Get, do your shit.
Do your one, do your two.
If that's how you feel, that's how you feel. I'm never here to, well, let me not say never because I've been there before, but I cannot change your opinion about me if you don't know me. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you'll fall into that trap trying to defend yourself from bullshit. And it's like, yeah, that's what happens when people don't treat conversations with care. And you can tell who actively cares about said situation or said conversation based on how they respond to something they disagree with. Because when your immediate reaction is to just go completely off the rails and you lose track of the conversation, I don't think that you care about the conversation at hand. I think you care about dragging a person. And maybe you should ask yourself that before you try and do some public correction of people. Do you actually care about the conversation at hand? Do you want there to be extensive, nuanced conversation and open dialogue? Or do you just want to drag a bitch? And sometimes you just want to drag a bitch. And that's, hey.
And I would respect y'all more if you was honest about it.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just feel like dragging a bitch. And do that.
Instead of hiding behind pseudo-intellectualism. Because y'all are not intellectuals.
Heavy
not to drag,
on Sue.
Not
heavy on Sue.
Not to drag out too much. It's not giving smart. But
at all.
Anyway, speaking of dragging, Cardi B and Stephon Diggs, they're really dragging Offset. And I mean with class.
Yes. And, the moment Offset's baby mama, the original one, said, hey, Cardi made Offset a better dad to my kids.
That's when you should have known, oh, okay.
This is finna get nasty.
No,
I said, oh, he's what you call gutter.
Yeah, I mean,
and are we surprised? Well, no, he's a Sagittarius. But
who was also a Michael Jackson stan himself. Don't forget that part.
That ain't got nothing to do with me, baby.
I know y'all seen Jamila crying. That video's been a slow grind. I put it up, and the first day it didn't even break 10K, and now all of a sudden it's more and more. They in my comments shout out to Henry. This is the where he died. That is a room where Michael Jackson died.
That I have to get my little sidebar. Let me just talk about that real quick because I haven't even talked about it on my page yet for real because I'm tired, child. The way that we did not know we were going to see Michael Jackson's house, that was not a part of the tour.
It wasn't.
We were just about done wrapping up with the tour, and the tour guy said, do y'all want to keep seeing more celebrity houses or do y'all want to go do something else?
No.
Me and Jazz talking about something. Beyonce, take us to Beyonce house. Crazy as shit. I'm sorry, Beyonce. Please don't think we're weird. I just want to see what was at. I didn't want to go to the front door system. And he says, baby, Beyonce don't live out here. You know what I'm saying? Okay, cool. No problem. And he goes, do you guys want to go see Michael Jackson? Yes! I screamed to the top of my lungs, yes! Are you shitting me? Mind you, I've seen Michael Jackson's house before, obviously on the news and stuff like that. But just for reference, all the houses that you see on the tour are not houses that you can drive up to. For example, we got to see J-Lo's house, but hers was in the distance on a hill. So we could see her entire house, but it was on a hill and it was inside of a gated community. We couldn't, drive up to it. But some of them you could drive within the actual street and be boom. Rihanna house. Sister, I was at your front door.
Oh, Rihanna. I do understand why you have it set up like a fortress because they're doing tours.
You're not getting in there.
You're not getting in. But we was on her street, her cul-de-sac.
Right. So I didn't know I didn't know what to expect, right? So we pull up and we see Elvis' house first. He's like, yes, this is Elvis' old house, fuck Elvis. But he's giving all his tea. Then he goes, and we're rolling up to the left. This is Elvis Presley's son-in-law. Me! Does anybody know? Michael!
Mind you, the whole
hello?
No, he asked it. No one answered. Jamila just kind of shocked. Don't forget that part. And he asked it again. No one was answering. And Jamila was also sitting in the back, so I don't think he heard you answer the first time.
And I keep saying, Michael.
He keeps asking, who is Elvis Presley's
Does
son-in-law?
anybody know who Elvis Presley's son-in-law is?
Also,
Michael, pick me.
also a side pivot. I love how Mexicans in California, being California, like have their own accent. The one thing I was saying here is when I moved to Texas and the Mexicans had deep voices like niggas, I said, whoa.
I was the Mexicans in Texas are too southernized.
They're southern.
Yeah.
California, they have their own steez and their own, like, you can, like, that accent comes from their parents are not from America, and that's the Spanish mixed in with the Cali, and you have, hey, hey, da, da, da. So our tour guide had the classic LA. My name
was perfect.
Perfect. This is Michael Jackson's house.
Yeah. So as soon as he said that, so when he said it originally, where the bus was, where I was, I still couldn't see it because it was still like a lot of trees and shrubbery. It's like as soon as he said Michael Jackson, it opened like this. And what y'all saw was a genuine I was genuinely gagged. Boots. I did not know we were driving. I did not know we were driving right up. Like, and it just hit me. Like, I just got so overwhelmed. Like, oh my gosh! Like,
have you ever seen a picture of them bringing his body out of when he died?
And I'm just like, man, this is crazy. and what y'all don't realize is that, like, as Michael Jackson stand-ups, we know we're here. There's not a lot of Michael Jackson artifacts that you can really walk up to because a lot of them are put up the party estate. It gets a little tricky, right? So to have that be right there in front of me and me be able to, that's the closest thing I've ever seen of Michael Jackson. Everything else is just been via video. So it was insane.
We're gonna take a break.
And we're back.
I was actually pretty surprised at how open it was. Because when he looked at it and was like, that's the room that Michael Jackson died in.
You could see
you could see his, like, whereas Rihanna had a big ass fence, a lot of them have big ass you can't really see in. Michael shit was actually quite like, given how the Paps was with him, I can definitely see them outside that house trying to get pics. But also they could have got pics because it was quite open. So I don't know if that's something that's changed.
But I will say, considering he passed in 2009, social media wasn't. Yeah, that. No. So I think that if it had been present day, I think it would have been probably closer to like a Rihanna.
Yeah, it would have had to be. I said, this is Michael Jackson. This is way too open.
Yeah,
but
I feel like it made sense for the time, kind of. Yeah, even though he was still like huge, it was the different. Like the only people he was kind of fighting against was paparazzi. I don't think normal people, because we didn't have the ability to get as much footage. If that makes sense, like you have to think about, mind you, and he died like, early-ish, like halfway through, 2009. So really think about pre-2009, like, it wasn't.
Had You're a Jerk came out yet? Because the original iPhones, I do not think so. The old, and I'm only asking because like the new iPod just touch her and turn her on. The iPhones did not originally have cameras on them, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think, because I'm thinking of that time.
And I think that came out in 2009.
It did. It came out in April of 2009.
Okay, so still very like, just listen.
Yeah. In its infancy though.
That I was gonna say, it was nothing of like this. And even then you have to think most people still had flip phones and things like that. So I think it probably would have made sense for the time. But anyways, moral of the story is, y'all, I had a really amazing birthday. The only thing that would have made that better is if my best friend Sydney was there, because she is also like a Michael Jackson stan. That's actually how we became really close, because we both realized we were cuckoo crazy for Michael Jackson. And she's like the only person in this world that like really understands like my love for Michael Jackson. So if she would have been there, we would have just been sitting there, just two babies crying.
And I probably would have laughed twice as hard.
We would have been just sitting there like looking at each other like, no. We'd have been like, stop the bus.
Wait.
We gotta get off, baby.
So you know how in my video I was like comforting you and I said, it's okay, just one more hurt. The people who listen to our podcast and know where that comes from, I said, oh, I love people who understand the lore.
Yes, keep up.
Keep up. Just one more hurt, baby. It's okay. When they was in the comments, I was cracking up. I said, y'all caught it, period. But back to Cardi and Stephon and back and Vanessa Bryant, because I have a question. How quickly do you move on after a relationship ends, after a partner passes, after all the things where you just find yourself single and maybe, you know, speaking of the partner passing, you're at a point where you're ready you might be ready. When is appropriate? Like, there's a lot of questions that go into these things for women that aren't asked of men.
And that was gonna be my thing. So I definitely think that when you move on, obviously there's not a definite answer, right? There is no one answer fits all. It depends on the situation, depends on the people, depends on how long y'all together, right? Obviously. But I think that for women, I'm talking to girls. So boys, please don't give your opinion. I don't give a fuck right now. To the ladies out there, you can move on way earlier than you think you should. And I say that because there's so much pressure for women to like hold on tight for something. For this like illusion of grief of anything, not even just a person passing, but like a grief of a relationship, whatever. Like, oh, if you move on too quickly, all of a sudden that relationship meant nothing to you. It's like, no, it's just over. The same way men will move on at the drop. Men will move on before the relationship ends. So I just
baby,
think
your body don't even be cold. He got his dick in another bitch.
Listen, the statistics of men leaving their wives when they're sick.
Disgusting.
Should tell us alone that, hey, girls, it's okay. You know what I'm saying? Now, obviously, I don't know y'all's thing, right? I clearly, you know, whatever. Like, if we talk about Vanessa Bryant, obviously, Kobe dying was one of those things where you weren't prepared, right? It's not
different.
like their partner was sick.
Her baby died with him.
Right.
That's
you know what I'm saying? So, obviously, it's like, it's not one of those things where the partner was sick for a long time. You had time to kind of prepare yourself. No, that shit happened in the blink of a fucking eye, and she found out with us. You know what I'm saying? That's a fucking lot. Her and her, not her. Her husband and her child died in a fucking a helicopter crash, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I think my sister's gonna wait a minute. You know what I'm saying? Because not even just on some respect for her husband, but because she's grieving, and that's a lot. So I think that obviously that time is gonna be different than obviously like a Cardi B who her nigga was cheating on her so fucking much. So she said, fuck it, I'll move on when I'm pregnant.
To your point, when they think, because you know what's happened now is people thought Vanessa Bryant was pregnant, reacted horribly.
Where did that come from?
I don't know, but that happened
I
to
just started seeing that.
Lauren London sometime last year. They thought she was dating and niggas got disgusting. Like, okay, but are they not allowed to move on if they're ready? Because for all intents and purposes, both of these women were like around in their 30s when their partner passed. A good life is considered to your 80s. They're not supposed to get loved. They're not supposed to love ever again in the next 50 years.
Yeah.
They're not allowed.
And I think that it's interesting because I remember watching Lauren London's one of her first interviews back with Angie Martinez, which I thought was a really, really good interview. I was really taken aback at just how stoic and like peaceful she comes across considering what she had dealt with, right? And she was basically talking about, she's very woo-woo. Just kind of talking about her grieving process, but also talking about how she feels like, you know, these people are not ours to have forever. You know what I'm saying? You get someone, you experience them, and then life happens, and sometimes they're gonna leave at some point in some way, shape, or form. And I think that a lot of people missed what she was saying and took it as this is something that applies to everybody and you should never move on, because it is like, no. I don't think that's necessarily what she was saying. I think that for her, she was saying, I have already experienced a true, pure love. And if I never get that again, I'm okay. And I think that that was a very fair something for her to process for her. But I don't think that that was necessarily saying that for women who lose a partner in that way or whatever, you should never move on. And I think that men, that really played into men's fantasy of women still in death being submissive to a man. And it's like, guys, y'all would not do this for women. Y'all just would not. It's very rare to see that unless y'all are super old in age and y'all don't give a fuck no more. But if your wife dies at 30, them niggas are getting a new bitch at 30 and a half.
Which they're getting a new bitch at 30.
So it's like, what? I don't believe y'all. I don't believe that y'all, if that was Vanessa, God forbid, right? But if that was Vanessa and the roles were reversed, you think Kobe wouldn't have already had a new bitch by now? That doesn't mean that he would have fallen in love. It doesn't mean that he would have been married by now. It doesn't mean anything other than he probably would have been on some new bitch. And that's, let me be clear, that's not a bad thing. It's not wrong. If somebody's dead.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you want me to do?
If
He's not coming back.
processed your grief, I think it's fair if we know they're not coming back.
Hello?
I think I want to, even if you're not trying to be in love, because like what books say, I've been purely loved. I don't even need that again. Maybe I just want to feel a pulse. Maybe I just want to get my back beat in. Am I not allowed? I just
wanted to cuddle. Maybe I just want to go on a date. I just want to laugh. I just wanted to feel something again. Like, a lot of us don't know what that's like to lose a partner. So it's like, I think that everybody be so excited to be like, she better not never move on. Nigga, you want to be Kobe and his dick so bad. Move on. Now that I think about it, actually, it is about the man for men. Because I think that had it been a man that they dislike or they are not really
who's another man who
enamored
has passed away though?
I don't know. I mean, there's definitely plenty, but I'm trying to think of like a very clear example.
Did Rich Homie Quan have a girlfriend?
Now that's a great. So he did, however, a side chick as well. And that was funny because the side chick got in trouble because she posted so sad. And everybody said, bitch, now is not the time.
Okay, and let's transition. Can I just say?
So now my question is, when is it appropriate for the side bitch to grieve her nigga? Because that was her nigga too.
This is the thing. This the thing. Back in the day, the side bitches had a bit of decorum about them. My great-grandfather had 2 families. And his side bitch came to the funeral in all black and sat in the back.
And as you should.
As you should. I know ain't nobody saying don't grieve, but hold on, bitch. Hold on.
You gonna grieve that man. She said, bitch, I want everybody to know that was my man. And so I'm posting the day of.
If we didn't know, if he didn't want you to know about it, but if he didn't want us to know about you in his life, then I think that you should respect his wishes in death.
How fucking crazy is it? How embarrassing is it to like not have ever been able to be seen in public with a nigga? He died, and then now you gotta grieve in private. That's an embarrassing grief. So I kind of understand. Like, bitch, I'm telling everybody, fuck y'all.
No, I feel like that's in the side chick bylaws. If they die, you simply have to eat that.
You gotta eat that.
You just
Which
gotta
is like,
eat that.
Damn, I know you hurting, sister. That was really your nigga.
I don't think that side bitches don't have. I don't think that side bitches don't have feelings. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, in the side bitch bylaws, you have to know that you gonna have to have that one more hurt in your bedroom because when you come out in public, everyone is finna boo you, and it's like, damn, my nigga just died, and they're throwing tomatoes at me.
And they're throwing. So it's like you're grieving because you're sad, and it's like you're not, and now you're not even. Now that you might get disinvited to the funeral,
you're grieving, and everyone's jumping you, baby. Don't even say nothing.
That's a hard life to live, and this, ladies, don't be a side chick. And if you're gonna be a side chick, make sure you read thoroughly your bylaws and your NDA because they're thorough and you cannot be confused when things, start playing out like they said they would.
My thing is when side bitches, I'm not going to hold you. And I'm just saying, based on what history has told us, there are some things you can do in this world and you can get away with. There's a lot of things you can do in this world and get away with. Unfortunately, especially for women, one thing we have seen, baby, when you start playing side bitch and wrecking marriages, the greater public, race, ethnicity, gender, I mean, across cultures, it don't matter, babes. They're throwing bricks at you.
They're coming.
Even though we know, it takes two.
He's guilty too.
I know. What I'm saying is, if you've watched it played out this way multiple times, being a willing participant and being shocked at the outcome, I don't know what is 2 + 2, babes. And it's your life, live it. Be the side bitch. I love when a side bitch is like Elizabeth Taylor. I love side bitches who lean into being the villain. No, I'm so serious. What I hate is a side bitch who wanna like,
Yeah,
girl,
don't woe is me.
you not woe is me. We're not gonna do that.
Don't woe is me.
You
actively, because let me be clear. There's a difference between you didn't know that nigga was with somebody and being a side bitch. Side bitches are intentional. These bitches go after these niggas. So if you're gonna be a side bitch, you have to own it and you have to be a villain. I don't like a sad ass side bitch.
A sad ass side bitch. That make me not like you even more, bitch.
Please.
Because if we're saying, yes, it is in fact 50-50, it takes 2 to tango, then mama, you have to own your 50, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have 50. You got half of it. You're not a victim, right? What I'm saying is when you have bitches like Elizabeth Taylor, like an Ariana Grande, oh, bitch, I'm so sorry. That's so T. She don't give a fuck. Yeah, I took that nigga. And I do it again. Took that white man from his wife and his child. And then I sang Wicked.
But see, if you're a homewrecker and you successfully break that home and build a new one, are you still a side chick?
You will forever be the side chick.
Huh?
I do. Because think about it. Elizabeth Taylor was the most famous.
There are some side chicks who want to remain a side chick. They don't want the responsibilities of being a man.
No, yeah.
I know this because I've heard them say it. So it's like,
listen,
if you're coming in swooping and trying to just take, because I feel like those are two different women. There's women who I want to be the side bitch because I don't want the responsibility and I just want the benefits and and I want to play my role. And then there's bitches who steal niggas and are successful with it. That's a new category of winchness.
You know, they love the hustle. They love the chase.
It's the game.
I mean, that's what Ponytail be doing. That's like,
that's why those relationships don't last long, because it's like, got you, nigga.
She got you.
What's new?
Who
else got a nigga?
I said this. I said, at what point do we say, Ariana, this is who you are? Are you going to be around me and my nigga? Absolutely the fuck not. But you know, we know what type of time you on. I feel like the ladies, has everyone taken notes? Everyone knows not to bring their men around? Okay. Well, let her be who she is.
Hello? What we mad at?
Put
your nigga in lock and key.
Lock him up.
Okay.
And
lock him up.
Let's take a step further. If you could take my nigga, he was never my nigga. He was never my nigga.
And dare I say, I'm the type of bitch to leave a nigga in the room with Ariana. Let me see what you really about.
You want to
fuck?
You
better come out unscathed, unfucked.
He might get fucked. She's really thorough. She like 3 for 3. Your nigga might get fucked. Consider your nigga fucked.
And it's like, okay, since you ain't there, my bad.
My bad.
I should have never doubted you. I should have never doubted you. My bad.
She gonna start singing sweet nothings in his ear. You know she got a voice of an angel.
And that's how she get these niggas. She's a siren.
She's a siren. Some of the ladies are just like
tricking
that.
these niggas. These niggas are under hypnosis and she just drops them when she's done. I don't know.
I'm kind of a fan. But I know that could even get you fucked up in saying that. But what I'm saying is I like the girls who lean into it, who are just like, it is what it is. Also, when you
were just unapologetic, just themselves in whatever regard.
Also, the girlies who really be falling so deep in love as a side bitch, you're stupid. you're no fun.
Listen, and
you're no fun.
It's always funny because it's like, girl, Savannah,
please.
Savannah, slow down.
Slow down.
Hello, like, girl, that man is not leaving his kids.
Oh my God, he told me
he's
was
not leaving that lady until she gets cancer. Then that's your chance.
She's not wrong. He will divorce her immediately then.
As soon as she get that cancer.
As soon as chemo starts.
That's your end. And that's what the side chicks hope. The side chicks are in it for the long game. Mm-hmm. They're in it for the long haul. They're just in it until that bitch gets cancer and that nigga leaves that wife and kids and be with her for 2 more weeks until he gets tired of your ass and find a new bitch.
We're going to take a break.
And we're back.
Going to these networking events and stuff. Something I love is finding out tea about, like, not people you know, but like people you've like, oh, I met her at this. I met them at that. I met this, da-da-da. And I have recently found out, I mean, I've seen it in movies my whole life, but women who are very, very busy be fucking married men.
Oh.
That's like a thing, but it comes from the like, I'm busy. I don't really want a nigga. Do you get, and that
I'll just take yours real quick.
Just real quick. I don't want to keep them. Do you get? I don't want to keep him. I'm gonna give him back. I just need to get my back beaten relatively quickly. I need to jet set and get back on this plane. Like, married people be fucking. And then the thing, they be married too. Girl, married people be fucking. Just know that. Just know that. Married people be fucking. And not their spouse.
Well, clearly, because here we have Offset. And so to answer the other question of when is too soon to, or when is it okay to move on? Now that we've talked about if your partner has died, let's talk about if that nigga just wasn't shit.
And
you can move on the day of. The day you decide you're done with that nigga, get a new nigga that day.
Have his baby in your belly and say, actually, I'm over. I'm so sorry. Cardi ate that.
She ate that bad. I hate
the only thing I hate is that there's no prenup and that nigga is able to possibly get money out of her. That's the only thing I hate about this, which he is because he's spiteful and she's embarrassed him. And, you know, so.
And ladies, let this be your sign again. I'm always going to advocate for prenup. Actually, I think that both parties should sign a prenup. Every marriage, I don't care if you think you only got 2 nickels to rub. Everybody should be signing a prenup. I don't give a motherfuck. These marriages are not the same marriages from 1930. Divorce is possible. And I am a staunch believer in divorce. If you get on my goddamn nerves as my husband, I will divorce you.
Yeah.
Bet my bottom dollar.
Listen.
I don't want to, but I will.
I mean, it gets to a point.
It gets to a point.
People always want to stay together for the kids. And then you find yourself like Drew and Ralph, like he's living in the basement and your kids, and you're crying on camera because your mama's telling you your kids are acting different and they acting up because your home life is chaotic and they're no longer stable.
Yeah.
Like,
it's just too much.
It's too much. Get a divorce.
Get a divorce today.
And not tomorrow. Cardi taking a picture butt ass naked in that fur that Stefan wore to the Met Gala.
Mm-hmm. And let me just say, if she is not using this amazing PR moment as her album pre-rollout, she's crazy. Because obviously there's this luring question over Cardi's head of when is the second album? When is the second album? And for years, right, we've been chasing this. And I think there were definitely so many points and moments where she could have dropped. But, you know, for whatever reason, whether that be fear, the anxiety, or shit going on at home, we haven't gotten it. Cardi B, if you're listening to me now, you need to drop that album within the next 2 months. And it needs to be revolved around the breakup of your nigga. I did make a tweet. I said, Cardi B is about to drop her Lemonade. It's going to be called Horchata. But no, seriously, Cardi has such a great opportunity PR-wise because all eyes are on her. But also, we're having this conversation of what to do when your nigga has finally fucked up. Because we have watched Cardi B get cheated on multiple times and take that nigga back. And now she's finally moved on. So much so that she's posting the new nigga. And wrapped up in his fur. Butterball naked.
Can I be honest? The new nigga's tea. The new nigga's fine. Now, this is, and I feel like this is what has me weak. You know, he also has a 2-month-old.
Hey.
And so people are like, oh, he got a 2-month-old. I said, well, in this case, she can't talk too much.
And I was going to say, well, she
also has a very fresh newborn.
Listen,
so I feel like they're even.
I've seen a few people saying like, oh my gosh, no, Cardi, like he's ran through too. He's not shit either. I think y'all are missing it. I highly doubt that Cardi B is in love with this nigga. Y'all are missing
you're missing the
Cardi
point.
B is getting her shit off. She's getting a couple of nuts. And she's pissing Offset off.
You have to fall in love with every nigga. It's not about that. Come on, y'all. You've been in a situationship.
She's having a blast.
And actually, that's y'all problem. You try and fall in love with your situationship, and now you've been in a situationship for 5 years, begging the nigga to make you his girlfriend. And okay.
Hello.
And
listen to me.
Okay.
Listen to me.
Okay.
The first nigga you get after your relationship is 100% not gonna be your fucking new nigga. That is gonna be the nigga you fuck to be like, okay, yeah, I'm over it. Let me go ahead and fuck something else. Let me go ahead and keep going.
And 9 times out of 10, when you end up with the rebound nigga, it does not go well.
It actually is disgusting.
I will say,
like, oh my God,
everyone I know who got cuffed up by their exact rebound did not go well. Maybe, and I know in the comments, well, I'm married, not rebound. Okay,
Shut up.
We enjoy the 10%. You're so lucky. You're God's favorite. We
Hello?
love you. Yay. That is not
That's
how
not
it's going to
real
go
life.
for you, though.
Okay, that rebound is never gonna be nothing but that.
A
And it's just like,
rebound.
y'all thinking that Cardi B is really with this nigga and like that's her nigga.
Mm-mm.
You're a dummy. That is the nigga that she is using to get her rocks off, have a good fucking time with, have fun, forget about fucking
Mind
Offset,
you-
and piss this nigga off so that he can really realize he fucked up. And trust me, he's seething right now.
No, I'm not going to hold you. You know who's rebound nigga? I at least, even if they're not in love, I don't believe they're in love, but I love the illusion. Tiana
Who?
Taylor and Aaron Pierre.
Oh, yes.
I'm loving the illusion that they're
Oh,
in love.
yes.
Like, this is beautiful.
Yes.
I
That
would
was
like to
tea.
see a tape.
And see, I think also the reason that kind of felt a little bit more or a little less reboundish is because there was so much distance, because their divorce started way longer than or way earlier than we anticipated, because, you know, she went under pseudonames and things like that. So by the time we found out about everything, it had already been in the works. So I'm pretty sure she had her a few in the meantime, between time, which we didn't hear about.
had
And
her
that
some
way she could just pop out. Hello?
Some women.
Hello?
You know?
So then when she popped out, it was like, and I don't care if it's a PR relationship or not. It is. Remember what I tell you guys. And this is again, a lesson in PR. If you think it's a PR relationship, it is. That doesn't mean that they don't like each other. That doesn't mean that they're not in love. It just means what it means. Just
Like the
telling you
PR
what I know.
relationship.
Just telling you
Let
what I
me tell you guys something about the studio system. This is one of my
Hello?
special interests. A lot of the time when people would be slaves to the studio system, they would be on them lots all damn day, right?
know.
You had Mickey Rooney, you had Ava Gardner, all these people. They were constantly seeing each other, right? So they would develop like crushes and, you know, friendships. And, you know, let's just say I have a crush on this guy. And when the studio exec sees us talking, like, we have a crush on each other. And he goes, yes.
Mhm.
So that now gives us the opportunity to actually get to, like, they be PR relationships, but they could be actually taking that time to get to know each other
Yes.
and actually enjoying the
Yes.
time. Like the PR this doesn't mean it's forced.
It just means that it's mutually beneficial.
Yes. It just means that it's mutually beneficial.
Both parties and teams are like, okay, y'all are go
Because
ahead.
let me tell you
We
something.
like this.
When
This
it's
works.
when the stars are in relationships that are not PR friendly, their teams, even if they don't listen, their teams will definitely be like, not a good look.
Yeah.
Hate
no.
it. Like the PRness is like, oh, it's a good look. So you could pick technically your PR. Like, I'll talk to this nigga at the club, I get his number. I'm like, this is a good look for me. He like, it's a good look for me. I think Aaron, Pierre, and Tiana, and half the time, these relationships could fall under being PR because when they pop out together, it's most of the time mutually beneficial. When it's not, it's talked shit about. Like when it's not, it's like, why the fuck are you with that nigga?
It won't make sense.
Yeah.
You'll be like, okay. Like even with Cardi and Stefan, it's definitely, that's why I said it's definitely giving PR, but not in the stunt type. Like I think sometimes when people hear PR relationship, they hear and automatically go to PR stunt. This is fake. And it's like, no, that's not really how that works. Sometimes, right? There are those situations where it's like, this is complete, like 100% PR. There's no feelings involved. But you don't see that as much anymore because it's a little bit more tricky to pull off with as much exposure as celebrities have now.
Like
but
an actual stunt. Because even back
in the more recent years,
who do you think?
Who do you? I still am not drinking the Kool-Aid of Taylor Swift and that football player.
Wow, you think they're a stunt?
I think they're a stunt who worked and then maybe they started liking each other after. But in the immediate, please.
You know what? That
was old school American propaganda.
Yeah. No. Same thing with
I said, get out of here, bro.
Same thing with Elizabeth Taylor and Nikki Hilton. She had done a movie about getting married. Like she got married on the studio lot. They made a part of her PR press run. She did really like him, but it was definitely he's the Hilton heir and you're Elizabeth Taylor. Like, duh. And it was rushed. And she was saying, she did love him, but it was kind of one of those things where it's like, oh, I had it was not the love like I experienced later in my life. Like I was just naive. And that's kind of what that reminds me of in terms of us wanting to push good old American white picket fence dream. And then they end up kind of liking each other. Hopefully Travis Kelce is not a drunk and beating Taylor Swift's ass because that's what Nikki Hilton was doing to Elizabeth Taylor. But, same vibe, same energy. America's sweetheart and some halfway attractive rich white man with a name.
Yeah, it's just like, okay, sure.
I also think the added racial tension of him being so known for dating a black woman and us entering like another round of MAGA America, that was definitely propaganda.
It all played into exactly what they needed it to play into.
Yeah.
The conversations, the presence of the press in every waking possible moment they've ever done. Those are clear indicators of peer. Because if celebrities don't want to be seen, let me tell you something, they won't.
Let me tell you something.
It's very rare that you see Beyonce and Jay-Z out on dates and out in the wild.
And they be in the wild. That's what be happening.
You think they're not going out and having fun? You think they're not dating?
Let me tell you something.
Listen to me.
The one thing this book has taught me, that bitch Beyonce be in the wild. You'll just never know about it.
Listen to me.
You'll never know.
Now, when I say celebrities in this regard, I do mean higher profile. Obviously, your lower end tier celebrities, and this is not shade. It just is what it is.
Yeah.
Yes, they can kind of maneuver a little bit differently because there's not as much eyes and press. But we're talking about those high profile A-list celebrities.
Swift?
If they do not want to be seen, bitch, they won't be. I promise you that.
They won't.
I promise you that. So if you see them every date, you're welcome.
Because even the thing about it is, you know, Kim Kardashian was known for calling the pops on herself back in the day. But even when she really want to do something, you don't know Kim every move. All them damn babies walk around Calabasas. We don't see them damn babies in pictures. We did. Now when they had the E show on and they were still in their paparazzi, but now it's funny watching the Kardashians transition with them kids because you can tell the kids are old enough now that the kids have their own identities. They have absolutely, as a unit, pulled back. We do not see them children as much as we used to see when they was babies. They do not be outside. But to think that them kids don't be doing normal kid stuff is crazy. Them kids be outside. So
yeah. So do with that information what y'all will, but listen, you know. But that's the thing, and that's why I enjoy the idea of celebrity, right? As a cultural phenomenon, we are separating the idea of celebrity as an adjective and as a noun, right? Like people are now just celebrities noun and not celebrity adjective. And we need to get back into the adjective because of social media, there's been this like almost breaking the fourth wall with celebrities. We are so exposed to them. And so it's blurring the lines like, and it's not that it's a bad thing. I think it's actually really dope that we're able to kind of engage with celebrities, especially like as a fan, when you allow those fans into that life, like even something as simple as, you know, Lizzo posting her freestyle and people commenting and then her responding or liking comments, like that is kind of bridging that gap and kind of building community with your fan base, which is cool. But because of that, it has kind of blurred the lines of celebrity. And I think that people get so disillusioned and now everything is weird to them. It's like, guys, you have to understand that being a celebrity is a job. It's a specific career field. And a part of that is really based off of branding yourself and the PR of it all. This is my thesis statement. Bring back PR stunts. Fuck. I miss them.
Let me tell you something.
Where are the PR stunts?
Can I tell you something? As we talk about celebrity, because, you know, again, old Hollywood, that era in time is niche interest. Influencers today are much similar to the celebritantes and the socialites that ran in scenes like New York and the early Hollywood, where it's like, no, babes, I'm not an actress. I'm just known for looking pretty and showing up, and the bitches. I just know all of them. I just know all of them, and the bitches hate me for no reason. Like you can absolutely like people act like influencing is this foreign concept. It's like just crack a fucking book open.
Yeah.
And ask yourself who the fuck Gloria Vanderbilt was before she started making jeans and gave birth to Anderson Cooper.
Hello.
You know what I'm saying? She's a Vanderbilt. Paris Hilton, like all these things, like this is not a new concept of celebrity. And those are the girls who created the stunt. Because they weren't actually in movies. It wasn't really the actresses. It wasn't the singers who created the PR stunt. It was the socialites. It was the girls who were famous for being famous because they simply had to stay famous. Next week, I might come with my list of my favorite socialites over the years. simply
like
just
that.
known for being a girly.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
We'll let y'all kick it off. Maybe y'all can start in the comments. Who is your favorite socialite and what's your favorite PR stunt moment? Can I just say that there was something so decadent about the early 2000s when everybody would walk out of that fucking car with their pussy out. Wow. I haven't
their leg. Yo, let me tell you something.
I haven't seen a
Lindsay Lohan's
in a minute. Wow.
You know? Wow.
The girls keep wearing panties. And back in my day, the girls used to get out pussy first.
Yeah, I used to see them lips back in the day.
I haven't seen lips in a while. And the girls, it's like, I get it. You know, it's just like, no, guys, like we're losing recipes. We're straying so far from our cultural roots. The bitches aren't pulling titties out and kissing bitches for no reason. Where are all the fake lesbians? It's Pride Month.
I'm here.
It's my time to speak.
How dedicated are bitches? Did you actually play the role? Because I did.
Did you kiss a bitch?
My question. Did I? I would have to remember.
You would remember if you kissed the bitch now.
No, I definitely do feel like I've kissed a girl before. Not when I was.
I kissed a girl before.
I feel like it happened in college though on some drunk shit playing one of them games though.
And that's when I knew I was.
Do you get what I'm saying?
I said, well, that did
fair enough.
For me. But it was, you know, I feel like, are you really like?
I've definitely made out with my gay homeboy during one of those games. And Kusi was like,
now that is the most stud thing you've ever done.
We're going to take a break.
And we're back.
I have definitely made out with a femme, with one of the girls. And I mean tongue.
Like, what the fuck? Okay.
My best friend was so mad. It's like, bitch, stop. I don't know. I'm feeling, I'm in my dom. I'm like, I'm taking this nigga down right now. I gay.
Okay. Yeah, you know, I
remember.
Are the girls and guys, well, I don't know if the guys were playing this, but are the girls still like having really elusively gay sleepovers? Like, are the girls doing that? Are you guys still doing that? Like, what age does the gay stop? You know what I'm saying? The fake gay, I mean. You know, when you're, you just have those explorative years where maybe you feel a breast, maybe you kiss a girl in the closet. Just thinking about that. I've
definitely felt a boob. This, I don't even think this falls under gay. I think this just
I'll touch a boob
falls
today.
Under. I've touched a boob. I've also
I just grabbed male titties.
You did?
I did. I grabbed them.
In middle school, my best friend, we were getting dressed at her house and we were getting ready to go swimming because California. Her coochie hair was so different from mine. Like, I do have a bit of a Japanese vibe. Like, it's very straight. And hers was like the little swirly. And I just remember being like, what the fuck?
You know, it's funny because I was just having this conversation
nothing like my coochie
with
hair.
my best friend Dwight. I was like, you know, it's so funny because girls are so open and boys are so not. And like, I get it. Yeah. But it's just like, y'all never just walk by your homeboy. We're like, damn, nigga, that dick got big. Do you know what I'm saying?
You know, like, I definitely remember stopping and putting and then it was,
we really
analyze.
We will analyze each other's bodies. I've seen my friends everything. I've seen it. And it's just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we will literally walk by our girlfriends and be like, oh my gosh, your boobs got so big. Let me see them. Like, damn, bitch, you got some big ass areolas. Or, you know what I'm saying?
What was the meme of Phaedra?
Yeah, just
like, yeah.
I don't know. Like, sometimes I just be wanting the boys to act like girls. I don't know why. It would tickle
just
my fancy.
Jingle of the ball.
It would just tickle my fancy if you guys would just be like, I ain't gonna lie, my nigga got a fat ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
Sometimes niggas be having fat asses, and I like that.
What's that? It's like this old audio. I don't know where it's from, but I heard it on TikTok, and it was like, I have a girl whose pussy is so tight. Have y'all heard that audio on TikTok? I was like, yo, where the fuck is this from? It's so funny. It's like an old school. It was like, I have a girl. Like, I'll tell you, what you want? I got different flavors. I can tell you, like, what type of whatever do you want? I can tell you. Like, I don't know. Like, it's Pride Month. If you haven't been a little fake gay yet, Now's your chance.
Tap into.
I know
It's
the gays hate
2045.
fake gays, so be careful.
Yeah.
You might get jumped. You know they hate fake gay ass
might beat you
bitches.
up.
So,
hate a fake gay.
and it's
bitch.
like no shade. If you are over the age of 21, it's kind of too late to be fake gay. Anyway, you kind of missed your beat. That's kind of like girl, don't be fake gay now. Like, because now it's like if you're fake gay, you have to be real gay. You're grown. Don't you have to fully commit. So then you're gonna have to just move in with a bitch.
I got away with my quote unquote fake gay phase because I wasn't doing anything with anyone. I was, I just talked to my homegirl about this. Because she was like, first of all, she knew me when I was a stud. So she was like, you know what's crazy? You were dressed like a boy, but it wasn't like, you weren't like a sexual being. You were just like Pat. Like, I was listening, you're like Pat. Like, it's the way that people who knew me in real life saw that video and was like, oh my God, you did used to dress like a nigga. We completely forgot about that. And I think it's because, like, not to sound old and decrepit, but kids are so sexualized by the internet nowadays. And so even when I was like in full on stud gear, I was not on nothing. Like, I took joy in watching YouTube videos and making up dances with my friends. So no one necessarily connected the dots right there. Do you get what I'm saying? It was giving legs. It was just giving like a little boy just having fun running around. And I was saying, I said, honestly, probably if I had stayed like that when I was grown, I probably would have went that way. But it just, the way it happened, I wasn't on none of that. So it just, the cards fell that way. But I was really thinking about that. I said, damn. After she said that, I said, damn, people who knew me didn't even draw that because I was so like just a kid.
Mecca.
You know what I'm saying? I was really just a kid.
I don't think that
I was just a kid.
I don't think if you would have continued to dress like that, you would have just so happened to fall into some gay. I don't think that's how that works. But
I just fell into some puss.
I would have just probably just like one day, like, no, I don't know if.
No, because I'm saying I had crushes on girls, and I had the way I even approached crushes, I wouldn't have approached it either with a girl or a boy like that at all. Because I wasn't on that.
Right, because you're not gay.
Do you get what I'm saying? No, I definitely had crushes on girls at that point in time.
Then be gay today. What did Devin say? Why are we playing these games then, bitch? Be gay.
Be gay. See, I don't want to be gay now.
Because you're not.
Because then I feel like I'll be fake gay.
Because you're not gay, Mecca. What the fuck?
Maybe I'm not.
Like, why are
sexuality?
Why are you being confused right now? It's too fucking late to be confused, bitch. You're not gay. You're straight.
Can I tell you something? I was talking to this girl after my breakup, and then she transitioned. This is a true story. And after that happened, I was like, maybe I'm just supposed to be with men, because this is dead ass a true story. We're still cool. I want to say his name, but shout out to you. And I took that as my sign from God. Seriously. You know this story. Please stop acting like you don't know this. Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
When the fuck have you ever told me that you talked to a girl? And when you say talk, you wasn't licking no coochie, so don't even lie.
No, I wasn't.
You was just over there kikiing with a bitch. That was your friend. You went for the lick no puss.
You want to hear what's crazy?
You was gonna be a touch me now. You was gonna let her lick you.
I absolutely was.
I hate a fake gay bitch. This is why the gays hate fake gay bitches. Like, girl,
I absolutely was. But what deadass ended up happening was he told me he was in the process of transitioning. And I was like, oh my God, so T. And then the thing about Liz, the line between fucking with each other and then being best friends definitely, like, I was trying to be supportive. And then it just didn't happen.
Where did you meet this lesbian turned
green turtle
turned trans man?
At Towson, Uptown. I have him on Instagram.
And so, what did y'all talk about? Were you trying to talk? Were you trying to flirt?
No, wait. What do you mean? I went on dates.
Bitch, do you know what flirt mean?
Yeah. What do you do on a date?
So I asked, were you trying to flirt?
With a bitch.
Did you kiss?
I was flirting.
Did you kiss?
No,
Fake
he didn't
gay.
kiss
Get
me
out
at
of
the
here,
time.
Mecca. You went on dates and didn't even kiss.
Because I feel like the mask is supposed to kiss you first.
Mecca, enough.
I will say
enough.
I will
enough.
say I was
If you
coming
fuck enough. I've had enough of your
I was
shenanigans.
coming from dating boys, so I definitely was waiting for him
Mecca,
to kiss
enough.
me.
Please. You're not gay.
Shout out.
I don't know what type of come out story you're trying to have right now, but you're straight.
I'm just a niecey ass bitch.
You're not.
If my arc happens, it happens.
You're straight.
I'm okay with that too. But I like to dibble and dabble from time.
What did you dibble? You didn't even kiss the bitch, and you went on more than one date, and you didn't kiss the bitch. You didn't even touch her.
I don't kiss niggas on the. Wait, hold on. That's what I'm saying. I don't kiss niggas on the first date.
Okay,
hold on.
Which date do you kiss the niggas on?
I kiss niggas when niggas kiss me and lean in for the kiss. And typically, as a strict ass bitch, niggas don't do that. I've talked about this. Niggas do not be trying to tongue me down the first date. And if they do, I treated that how I date everybody. I'm not kissing nobody on the first motherfucking date.
How many dates did you have with this person?
We went on, well, it wasn't really date because it was kind of in the pandemic. So we went on probably 3, and then we was talking. And then again, he told me he was transitioning. So then we just started hanging out. He's met Kusi.
What does that have to do with you not being gay?
I don't know. That was to help to my, like, this transitioned into a friendship. Like, I don't know. It did the thing where it's like, I don't think we're dating anymore. I think we're just homies.
Y'all were not dating, Mecca. Get out of here.
I matched him on fucking Hinge.
That doesn't mean y'all were dating, Mecca. That means that
okay.
you were trying. You said, let me see if I can be gay real quick. And then you said, I ain't fucking gay. I ain't fucking gay.
That's what happened.
Right.
But I took that as like, you finna transition? So if I fuck with you, I'm finna be fucking with a man. I'm not gay. That's my sign. Anyway, let's spin it. I'm over this conversation. Bitches be trying to... Everybody's down to say sexuality a spectrum till it's time to be an actual spectrum.
It can be a spectrum if you was actually kissing bitches, but you're not. So you didn't even try it, bitch. Like, what are we talking about?
Now I want to know what date you be kissing niggas.
I'll kiss a nigga on the first date. Yeah, if I'm feeling it, I'll kiss a nigga on the first date. If I'm not, then I won't.
Okay, I don't do that. That's nice.
I'm having it
after COVID.
What does COVID have to do with anything?
That's when I stopped kissing people like that.
We're gonna take a break. And we're back. All right, y'all. Let's get into a spin it.
Happy Pride. Sexuality is a spectrum. If you have a letter that you want to send to us to help with your salacious, your messy, lowdown situation, send it to @unhingedimmoral @gmail.com. Oh, @unhingedimmoral@gmail.com. Don't forget to send your race, your ages, and your gender, because that is definitely going to determine how we PR spin it. Jamila, what do we have?
Hi, ladies. Love the show. I'll get straight to it. I have a friend, Tatiana, who I fell out with for 5 years. We reconnected a year ago and have been working on rebuilding our friendship. She introduced me to her gay friend, Alex, and we have been a great friend trio since. Tatiana has been sleeping with this guy, Louis, for 7 years now, and he's a swinger and isn't interested in a relationship with her. So they have just fooled around this whole time with nothing serious ever happening. I've never seen Louis as anything more than a friend/acquaintance. I went to a party with them, and Tatiana walked a friend to their Uber, and Louis came over and started dancing with me. It wasn't anything serious, but I noticed Alex recording us. I asked him if what I did was a problem, and then he said, no, they're not even serious. Fuck it. Fast forward to 2 days later, I got a call from Tatiana saying Alex told me I was wrong for dancing with Louis, and how he, Alex, was so shocked that I had not reached out to her yet. Me and Tatiana ironed everything out, thankfully, but it left a really bad feeling in my spirit with how Alex moved. How should I move forward with our friendship? Am I wrong for dancing with Louis? It's important that we know we're all 36 to 37 years old. Oh, girl, you should have started with that.
You should have started with that, and Alex needs to get his ass whooped. This is my question, though. Louis is a swinger.
Are you
right?
asking? Oh, yes.
I was asking.
Sorry.
Lewis is a swinger.
I'm literally sitting here trying to think. Let me do a little quick recap because it was a little confusing. So the girl who's writing this, she didn't give herself a name. So let's give her the name of Andrea.
I was gonna say Leslie because it's Pride and Les.
I don't think she's gay.
Okay.
So I don't know how.
I just wanted to do a theme.
Anyways, we have
the
Andrea.
word Les was on my brain.
We have Andrea.
That's too much.
Okay.
Les would be easier, but okay.
Her friend is Tatiana. Okay.
Okay.
And they fell out for about 5 years and just recently reconnected. Okay. So now they're friends. They wasn't friends, but they back friends. Okay.
Okay.
Tatiana has a gay friend, Alex, and they became a little trio. So Tatiana, Andrea, and Alex, they was all cool. Tatiana started sleeping with Lewis for about 7 years. Now, I don't think I read that right. I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that.
That is why I said, wait, Lewis is a swinger, though. That's why it's not that serious. Because I was like, this is Tatiana, long-term nigga who is a swinger, and then she was dancing with him. But the fact that they damn near 40 is just gonna piss.
That's I just like,
this is stupid. Okay, keep going. Sorry.
So they've been fucking for 7 years because Lewis is a swinger and he ain't never gonna settle down with nobody. Clearly, they all went to a party. Tatiana went to walk her friend to the Uber, and in the meantime, between time, you started backing that thing up on Lewis. Whether or not Lewis was a swinger, what does that have to do with you dancing on your friend's nigga?
Wait, hold on. Okay, yeah. So Alex pulled his phone out, said, "I got your number, bitch."
Yeah, okay, ho.
Okay. You went up to Alex and said, "Was there a problem?" He said, "No." He kept it cute.
And see, that's why I'm like, actually, sister, it's giving you're kind of weird. No shade, because the fact that you got mad at Alex for recording. Now, is Alex wrong for recording? That can be a conversation in part 2. Yeah. But the fact that you got mad at him recording and for telling lets me know that you felt like you were doing something that you shouldn't have been doing.
No, I don't think she said she got mad.
It was no tea.
No, I don't think she got mad because look, Alex was recording. She asked Alex, was it an issue? Alex said no. The reason she felt away is because Alex went ahead and showed Tatiana, his friend, who he'd been friends with longer than you, obviously. And Alex told Tatiana directly he felt away about it. But I think her issue is she asked Alex right then.
Why are you asking Alex?
But I think I get what you're saying. I think her issue is she asked Alex, did she do something wrong? He said no. But then he told Tatiana that bitch is fucked up.
I think it's obvious that Alex is messy. Who is it?
No, I was going to say, Alex is for sure messy. I don't know. I think the mess is a bit justified here.
Yeah, it's just like, Alex is messy.
Yeah.
We're going to get to Alex in a second. Alex is messy. Okay, cool.
Tatiana didn't care, though. That's the thing. She just feels a way about...
No. Tatiana cared.
No, I thought she said she didn't.
They talked it out, but they did care.
Okay.
Because she said that they ironed it out. So if there was nothing to iron out, then I feel like she wouldn't have cared to begin with. But it was clearly something that they had to at least talk about. And it probably was like, oh, it's not that deep, da-da-da-da. But they had to iron something out.
But I'm saying this is ending with she has a bad taste in her mouth behind Alex and now being that she don't want to be a trio with Alex. That's what I took from that.
She's saying, I had a really bad feeling in my spirit about how Alex moved. Should I move on from our friendship? And am I wrong for dancing with Lewis? So let's answer them questions.
Okay.
Are you wrong for dancing with Lewis? Yes.
Yes.
Because if y'all had not already had that relationship where, you know what I'm saying, clearly your nigga's a swinger and I want to dance with him. If that was not already like kind of an established thing, then you kind of, and I'm not saying you did this intentionally. I'm just saying what happened. Mm-hmm. You waiting till your friend went to go walk her friend out to Uber to dance on her nigga. Like I said, you
very at the least how it looks.
Right. It just the pure
at the
optics.
very least how the optics are really bad.
Because you putting in here that Lewis is a swinger because you're wanting to give us context so that you don't feel bad. And what I'm telling you is whether he's a swinger or not it shouldn't matter to you because at the end of the day, that's your friend's nigga. Now, if your friend was right there and you started dancing on him, who gives a fuck, right? Because this is like, okay, well, we clearly all swinging at this point. Everybody just loosey-goosey, dicks all around, right? But your friend wasn't there. That's clearly somebody she's been fucking on for 7 years, whether he's a swinger or not. That has no bearing to you dancing on your friend's nigga. That's my personal opinion.
That's how I would feel about it.
Right.
Him being a swinger, you should still move like that's your friend's nigga.
Right.
Let another bitch dance on your friend's swinger nigga.
Like, also, I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, and if Tatiana came back, you stop dancing on him? Because if you didn't, this would never be a conversation because there would never have been a video to show, right? So it's like, okay, you saw Alex recording, your mind said, uh-oh, is this wrong? You know that didn't make sense. You know it didn't. Right? You wanted us to answer these questions. I'm answering your question.
Okay. Now the second part, you approaching Alex. Alex saying he was surprised you didn't already tell Tatiana makes sense because I can see where he assumed, oh, this bitch saw me recording. She finna say something before I can even show it, right? I think that would definitely prove that maybe you thought you didn't think you did something wrong, because someone with a guilty conscience or someone who felt like they were in the wrong would have told Tatiana. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yes.
So that's what I'm saying. I think it's clear that she doesn't really think she did anything out of pocket because she would have went, Alex is correct. I'm surprised she ain't say nothing because she would have went and told you before I could even show you the video. So with that being said, that I think that makes more sense as to why you were able to iron out the situation with your homegirl, because she was probably able to like feel that, oh, you didn't mean nothing malicious by it. I actually don't think Alex is out of pocket for recording you.
You also have to understand, you told us in the beginning that Tatiana introduced you to Alex, which means Alex is what her name? Tatiana's friend. It's not that that's not your friend, but that's her connection. Yeah. Connection is with Tatiana and Alex. Also, I'm not sure.
And you said y'all had fell out for 7 years.
Right. So it's like, he doesn't owe any loyalty to you. No shade. It just is what it is.
Alex also has a context that like, oh, this bitch ain't been your friend for 7 years. Y'all fell out.
Yes, that's
like,
important
I would
context.
just say, consider where Alex is coming from. Not saying that Alex doesn't fuck with you, but what I am saying is you don't know. Again, you didn't tell us why you and Tatiana fell out, but I would go ahead and assume if this is Tatiana's friend, you have to assume that Alex knows why you fell out and he knows it from Tatiana's perspective. So he has, up until this point, been tolerating you per se and giving you a chance getting to know you. You said you guys are a trio.
And
as
soon as
fun.
you showed your ass,
he said, got that number.
And I did say that Alex was messy. Let me explain that.
No.
Somebody being messy isn't a bad thing. I think sometimes people throw messy around as if it's an insult. It's not.
Like derogatory?
Like, I don't think, now messy it can get bad, right? When when there's bad intent or there's like, it creates all these things. But messy is more so a personality type, how you deal with certain things, right? Because a non-messy, people who are not messy, he wouldn't have said anything. He probably would have still would have been on his mind, but he probably would have never said anything. Because it's like, some people are like, OD, mind my business, mind my business, mind my business.
I was going to say, non-messy people are people who don't tell nobody nothing. And they end up getting themselves fucked up in friendships in the long run.
Why you ain't
because
said
it's
nothing?
like, bitch, you my friend. Why wouldn't you tell me that shit was going on?
Yeah.
You supposed to be my friend.
Dare I say, messy people are sometimes the best friends you can have because you'll never be in the dark. I'm going to tell you
never not be clued in. I'm telling you everything, bitch.
One thing about me, my friends know I'm telling. Bitch, I'm telling. I don't care. I'm telling. So like,
my homegirl,
was Alex wrong?
Was finna tell.
No.
I don't think he was wrong.
Was he messy?
But I'm messy.
Yes.
but I'm messy. So I think he was wrong.
Like, two things can be true. Was Alex being messy? Yes. Was he wrong? Fuck no. Were you wrong for dancing with... So the thing is, in your mind, that's not her permanent nigga because he's a swinger. You are trying to validate yourself by dancing on that nigga. And it doesn't mean that you want him. I'm not saying you want her man. You probably just didn't. You was kind of like, oh, he whatever the fuck, da 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 da. He not even really, that really don't fucking matter.
Yeah.
That really don't fucking matter. And clearly your friend is not that pressed for it, anymore either. Like, that's great. Moral of the story is, I think that your boundaries with your friends are a little blurred, and maybe y'all need to start having some more conversations, because that's not something I would ever even think to do, whether that was my friend's real nigga or not.
Yeah.
I would never think, let me dance with my friend's nigga right now.
Yeah.
Nah.
So, and I think the fact that your friend didn't really give a fuck, again, that doesn't necessarily influence my opinion personally.
Because that's her.
Because I feel like there should be a boundary of like, I don't give a fuck what's going on with that nigga, but that is my friend's nigga.
Yeah.
And it's not even like acquaintance. You said y'all are a trio. This is my good homegirls nigga. Whether, I don't care if they both don't give a fuck. I'm not interested in that because I think that that's a boundary. Personally, me, I'm not going to engage with anyone my friend is talking to. The moments I found out with my friends and not my actual friends and I were engaging with the same nigga, I've been the one to step back because, you know, it gets tainted, not in a bad way, but just like, I don't want to share niggas with my friends like that. Unless we've agreed upon it.
It's just like, yeah, sister. And I'm not saying that you need to do a whole big thing because clearly you've gotten to the point where you and Tatiana are cool. It's not a thing. Okay, we don't have to go backwards, right? But
now she's talking about Alex.
Right.
How should she move?
So
with Alex?
I would say honestly, like, you got to eat that.
Yeah,
you got to eat that because you unfortunately, from our opinion, based off the information you gave,
the optics matter here. This
wrong.
is PR. The optics were wrong.
No, because
regardless of what your intentions were.
Come on, impact. We already know how impact goes. So I think that what you have to do is simply eat this and just move forward. But you also need to keep in mind that Alex is not your friend. For future references, maybe you shouldn't show all your cards to Alex. And again, this is not a bad thing. This doesn't mean that you need to be shady to Alex. This does not mean that you and Alex cannot also be friends. It just means that you are more friends with Tatiana, and so is he.
Alex is more friends with Tatiana. And I think you know that, given the backstory that you said. You just said that it worked and y'all meshed and y'all get along.
Yep.
Optics-wise, PR-wise, if you get mad at Alex, your friend, what we name her, not Les. Les, I'm just say Les. Les is going to look at you and be like, wow.
She's the girl. Tatiana is a friend.
Oh, sorry, Tatiana. When the issue here is if you try and pop at Alex,
it's gonna make
Tatiana it's gonna make you look crazy. Yep. And Tatiana is then going to look at you and be like, so you have an issue with my friend being my friend?
You don't have a leg to stand on.
Yeah, you don't really even just this is all optics, you have to eat this. And I wouldn't even say start acting weird. Don't just keep going. Like just Jamila said, just move on.
Just move on.
Because even if you're in the trio and you start being weird to Alex,
it's over.
Baby,
it's over.
You are finna to lose your friend and Alex and your friend because then they're gonna read that as, oh well, we don't want to be around her and she's weird anyway and da da da. So just since y'all have squashed it, and y'all are 40.
Move on. Now, I will say, if you want to do a distraction tool to get the heat off you, and if it starts getting a little weird and you kind of just want to move on really, really quick, and you don't want Alex to kind of like keep thinking about it, keep being on the top of his head. Now, mind you, he's gonna never forget people. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna always remember that. But if you want to kind of hurry up and move on,
he probably is never deleting the video.
Oh yeah,
either.
for sure. What I would suggest you do, and this is just something this is a quick Band-Aid to kind of distract everybody and kind of move on really quickly. Plan a game night and you bring you a nigga. So that it can just look like, oh, she don't really give, she don't give.
Oh, that's a good idea.
And invite everybody. Make sure that nigga is there too.
Swinger nigga
invite swinger nigga. And invite you a nigga. That way everybody got a nigga. Ain't no weird shit. And everybody can still
Tell
kiki and
Alex
cuckoo.
to bring a nigga. Tell Alex to bring a nigga. Make sure it's a date. It's a date situation. It is a bring your nigga to game night.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And then that way everybody can get drunk, have a good time, and then be like, okay, she wasn't on no weird shit, y'all. You know, because sometimes you get a peekaboo and like you think somebody on some weird time and you be like, hold on, this is bitch weird. And then you sometimes kind of give them a little bit, give them a chance and let it flesh shyly. But you be like, oh, okay, bitch wasn't on no weird shit. Just, you know what I'm saying? We had a little moment, but she fixed it.
She was drunk.
Yeah,
she was in her right mind.
But don't make any sudden movements. No shade.
Because the moment you make them sudden movements,
you're out of
girl,
there.
You're off that island.
Out of there. But yeah,
for sure.
That's easy peasy. But don't do that shit no more. Stop dancing with people's niggas though. Because you never know what a bitch will do. What if she was the type of bitch to come back and knock you in the back of your head? Things like this happen. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, you just should never dance with people's niggas. I don't know. But that's just me though.
Well, all right. That was good.
We're going to take a break. And we're back. Okay, y'all, we are about to read a couple of comments that you guys have been leaving across platforms from our previous episode. Remember to continuously engage with us, y'all. We really, really love reading y'all's comments to see, what was y'all favorite part, any feedback you guys have. We implore all of it. Make sure you guys are continuously following us on all our platforms, and make sure you guys tune into the Patreon. We actually have a special Patreon exclusive episode dropping, and by the time you watch this, it actually should be out. So make sure you guys are joined in for that, because we'll be, adding to all the vibes for the Patreon. And we hope you guys are, sticking around with us as we continue to grow that as a platform as well. But yeah, let's get straight into these comments. This one is from the Abusers in the Media video, and this is Spotify. From Venizi. The no entry fee made me deeply sigh. Take me back. Man. It's so rare these days. Love that. At Courtney Wickens said, the bruh's still doing it at the PWI, so I can't imagine what they doing at the HBCUs. Oh, baby. Just depend on where you at. To Kyra Amari says, would y'all ever consider doing like a spin it section where we could just ask y'all for advice on things, specifically me, LMFAO, but it's nothing messy or low down enough for me to send an actual spin it. But I would love to, if I could get some help from my big cousin. Send it in, baby. Send it in. It ain't got to be the most disgusting, low down, dirty shame. You know what I'm saying? Send it. Bianca Dean says, I'm a night coffee drinker and it freaks my boyfriend out. Yeah, y'all scare me. Like, that's such a morning drink. Like, whoa. Ed Goddess.
Sometimes you gotta go doo-doo. So you gotta, it make you gotta go to the bathroom, be stuffed up.
Ed Godezzo says, thank y'all for this podcast. It helps me get through the workday. I love that y'all are funny and keep it real. Exactly. At Kaya's interlude says, as a current HBCU student at A&T, I love listening to y'all reminisce and talk about the experience. They definitely still play no hands, and that checking to see who is behind you is so real. Love y'all. Shout out to A&T.
I went to NCAT a couple times for homecoming. Jiha. I had me a nigga at NCAT. Okay. Mimi's Moment said, the college story had me cheesing, twerking, and reminiscing. What a time. Alex in 1363 said no, but heavy on the you never had to request a song because the DJ knew what to play. Exactly. Dominique 5027 said Jamila ate with the boy mom segment when she was talking about, and stop trying to fuck your son. Like, please stop saying that. It's making me uncomfortable. Koya's Curated Chaos said, about damn time y'all upload. I done worked the whole day. Y'all, we've been working. I'm sorry. Maul with a whole bunch of L said, Jamila's storytelling abilities. Girl, at this point, I feel like I was there with you. She was really when you went get hit with pussy. I said, wow, you're really painting a picture. Trendy World said, you just gonna shit and keep talking. Girl, I really thought Jamila had farted. I meant to clip that exact part because I thought she had farted.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I love cold pizza 758. What type of cold pizza? Because it could get weird very quickly. Said, hearing y'all college stories makes me so sad because I stayed in state, commuted, and still lived with my parents. As soon as the lecture was over, I got in my car and went straight home, so I never got to experience college plus COVID-19. Like, fuck, I should have done more. Ugh. But sister, are you in debt? Because one thing about living at home with your parents, that debt will not be the way it is if you, you know what I'm saying?
These are from Apple. Mom 980 said, yes to the advice to London girls. Soon as she said they were LDR, I knew that's why she was bored. Also, that man cheating down. Hey, listen. At _ whatever. The Beans and Toast Spin It sent me. I want to start by saying I love y'all. I listen to y'all every week. I think this episode had me hollering and screaming the most, from y'all British accents to Jamila not being able to finish reading the letter. As a Gemini, I understand, but sometimes you got to get those thoughts out before continuing. But this was a good episode, my new favorite podcast. Thank you so much. At Kai 1101 so y'all are too funny. I most definitely relate to Mecca with that third setting on the rose. We not crazy. Y'all are crazy. Oh my gosh. Y'all are insane.
Girl, sometimes I need to get that nut off in less than 10 seconds.
Jesus.
Sometimes I don't have time to rev it up. Well,
this has been another amazing episode. We don't have too many church announcements that we can actually drop. But of course, you know, we were in LA. If you are tapped into our Patreon, you got early access to our episodes that we did with Kev on stage. We'll definitely be sure to drop some clips soon as well. And as those episodes come out, of course, we'll, you know, post them and everything like that. But beyond that, guys, stay tuned because we have some really exciting announcements coming at some point sooner than later.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Unhinged and Immoral is hosted by Jamila and Mecca.
Produced by Melisa D. Monts and Diamond MPrint Productions.
Post-production by Coco Llorens.
Production assistant by Melanie D. Watson.
Music by Audie and Brooklyn Billionaires.
And graphics by Claudia Choi.